yeah, if you think you're going to do it in your own strength, then you know what? Yeah, you can do it.
COVID, it's been helping people move their businesses from offline or brick and mortar to online.
Systems are more important than skills as an entrepreneur today.
It's totally okay to reinvent yourself multiple times, especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Profitable Coaching Conversations with Wendy Y. Bailey. If you're a coach, speaker, or industry expert, you're in the right place for sales and marketing wisdom and insight to grow your coaching business. Now, here's your host, Income Acceleration Mentor, Wendy Y. Bailey.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show. As usual, I'm here with another amazing guest, and I think you're going to be excited when you hear from him and hear our conversation. So Terry R. Graham is an investment advisor representative. That means that he works with people on life, health, and annuities, as well as building wealth and establishing legacy. Welcome, Terry.
Oh, thank you, Wendy Y. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah, awesome. So let's jump in. Tell me what you do as an investment security advisor, an investment advisor representative.
As an investment advisor representative, basically I help people with their retirement planning. I help them with investment planning. So I pretty much help them see where they can invest in and what are good investments that fit their needs, fit their risk level. So everybody has different risk levels and different needs, of course. So that's what I do. I'll interview clients to find out what do you desire to do with the money? Is it for retirement? Is it for college? What is it for? Is it just for your future, just to build wealth? Is it for generational wealth to pass on to your children and to your grandchildren? So we find that out. And then from there, we look at the tolerance they have for investing. How much tolerance do you have? And then also the time horizon. So I look at that to see, all right, how much time do you have from the time you invest to the time you want to do something with this money? And then from there, build out a plan to help them invest the money and reach their goals.
Yeah, I think that's very cool, because what you are actually doing is helping people build wealth and legacies. Like we talked about it, I mentioned it in your introduction, but when you talk about wealth planning, when you talk about legacy building, there's a whole lot that goes into that. And that's what I understood from what you described. What would you say are the top 2 or 3 things that people need to consider today to get into wealth planning and legacy building?
To make sure they have if they're starting with nothing, one, and some people are, so you have to look at it from that perspective, to pick an amount that they can consistently invest over a period of time and know that they can invest this and pretty much it will not affect any other aspects of their life negatively. That's one. And the other thing is make sure, and if you have a lump sum, then be diversified. A lot of times people want to put something all in one, all your eggs in one basket. And that's not always good, especially when you have a lump sum, because if, say, something happens, then you could lose a lot, if not all, of what you have invested. So those are 2 things I would recommend for people coming in, just starting, or those that have a lump sum that want to invest.
So one last question in this area, with the volatility of the market over the last, I'm going to say 13 years, the crash of 2008 and everything that's happened since then.
Yes.
And even some things that have happened in the last, 18 months with the pandemic and everything. What do you say to a potential client about what they should look at and how they should consider their position given that kind of volatility?
Well, and again, it goes back to how much risk tolerance they have. So I have to look at that.
Tell what that means, because people may be listening and watching and they don't understand what that means.
Right. So that you look, how how much of a loss can you handle? How do you handle the ups and downs of the market? So that's that risk tolerance. So you look at that. So there, and also the time horizon. And then from there, you look and say, okay, if you have 20 years to invest this money, the market is going to be up more than down in 20 years. So you're good for investing for whatever you're doing. But if you have 5 years, different story. The market could be anywhere in 5 years. And it could go down for the next 5 years, and we don't know. Or it could be up for the next 5 years. So it's but a 20-year time horizon gives you more time.
And let's just be real clear. When you talk about time horizon, you're talking about how much longer they're going to live.
Well, no, not how. No, and this, it depends on the investor. So some of it is just, what I do is I break things down into 5-year time horizons. So
you keep saying time horizon, and I'm trying to get you to say what that is in layman's
okay,
terms.
and 5-year increments of time is how I work with investing with people. So we'll say 5 years from now, where do you want this money to be? What do you want out of this investment?
Gotcha.
10 years from now, where do you want to be? What are your goals? So we set and find out those different 5, 10. I normally go from 5 to 25 years. And it's not always associated with death, because some people are younger, some people are older, and you just don't know. But it's in 15 years, what are your goals? So
where
somebody's 50 years
old. How much money do you want to have? What do you want to be able to do? Got it.
Correct.
Got it.
So yes.
Got it. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to walk through our signature segment, the Profitable Wisdom segment. Be right back.
Hi, I am Dr. Monique, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Hi, I'm Allison Lex, here with Jenny Wright, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey.
Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Hi, I'm Simon T. Bailey, and you are tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversations with Wendy Y. Bailey. Listen, it's an amazing show. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel so you know when the next episode is coming your way.
So welcome back. We're talking with Terry R. Graham, and he's been talking with us about wealth business, wealth building, and legacy and investments in the role that they play. So we're going to jump into our signature segment, the Profitable Wisdom segment. I tend to ask these questions of almost every guest, and it's because I want you to hear and feel and see and know that there's so many possibilities for whatever area we're talking about in this part of the show. So let's jump in, Terry. Who's had the greatest influence on you in your life?
In my life, my father. I would say my father, and because of his work ethic, he did quite a bit, and he's a hard worker, and his work ethic. He did a number of different things. He was and he just did a lot. So I would say my father was the biggest influence, and influenced me to do a lot of things that I'm doing today. Just to keep grinding. I think that's probably the best way to say it. Just keep going. Don't stop, and just keep going, and don't quit. I think that he had that tenacity.
Yeah, that's a good lesson. I think about my father as well, and it's been 16 years since he passed away. And the thing that I love is that he was always working. And I'm always working, but I learned my own style of not grinding. You grind. I don't have anything against people who do. I just know grinding doesn't work for me, but being consistent works for me. So that whole lesson we learned by the example our father set, I think is really cool, really cool. So what's the best business advice you've ever received, Terry?
to incorporate my business. Many years ago, when I was a soldier in the Army, and one of the officers, I was DJing, and I was in Belgium, and he told me, and it's weird because this is one of the people I never really got along with, but he gave me great advice as he was leaving. And I guess he was pushing me, maybe. I don't know what his mindset was. He was a weird guy, but he was like, whatever you do, when you get back, because you have a good business. And he saw the DJ business that I had in Belgium when I was in the military. You need to incorporate this business. And that just stuck with me. I'm like, okay, I don't know what he's talking about at this moment, but
find out.
I'm going to find out. And so that helped. And now I appreciate that because I was able to incorporate. And then from there, I learned more about the incorporations, the types, and then also how to set up an umbrella business and DBA.
Protect your assets and all that stuff.
So it was great advice, probably the best advice. I've never seen that gentleman since 1980 something, 88 maybe, somewhere around that time frame. But if I ever see him again, I would thank him for that.
Very cool. Yeah. So what's been the largest single sale you've had in your business? What was the amount, the circumstances, and what did you do to celebrate?
It was a rollover of a 401k, and it was over 300,000 rollover, close to $400,000 rollover. And I believe I made over $7,000 or $8,000 on that one sale. And from there, we didn't really celebrate. We were happy. We were happy. And I guess we just enjoyed the fact that, okay, this business works, and we were able to help that client. And now the way we help that client, that money has grown extremely well.
Good.
And they're happy. So that really, I guess, is the celebration is now watching the money grow and the client being happy.
Yeah. In the work that you do, your goal is to really position clients so that they can celebrate,
Correct.
They can celebrate their successes. So that's very cool. We all have times when we feel like giving up. And I know you've been in your business as an investment advisor for about 5 years. So during the last 5 years, what have you done when you thought of giving up, when you thought of throwing in the towel? I get that your dad really instilled in you that work ethic, right?
Yes.
Sometimes work ethic is not enough to get you through some of the down times. So what have you done to move through those times?
One of the things I've learned is to decompress. That is huge. I did not know how to take vacations. I did not know how to take days off. I just didn't. It was just, and one day I was in Hawaii. Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot. And I'm on my wife, my daughter and I, we're on going to get a rental car. And the guy who was driving the bus, just the three of us on there, he saw me on my phones and I had 2 phones and going back and forth, BlackBerry or something, whatever, email, stuff like that. Anyway,
you were working. You were still grinding.
I was still working.
You were in Hawaii.
And so I'm sitting there and he was like, "Sir, you're on the island of Kauai. It's time to wind down." And I looked up at him and I was like, "Thank you." Because I shut down. I shut them down, put them away, and then I shut down. And from that experience, I learned you go to a certain point and then you shut down. It's like you re-energize. You get time with the family. You do something else that gets you away from that so that you can come back and look at business refreshed. And you can see something that you've been trying to figure out and couldn't see, you come back to it and you're like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was. And then you keep moving forward. But as long as you stay in it, you just think this is not going to work. How is this going to work? So that's one way. And then also being able to see the successes of my clients, and see them happy, see them understanding what I'm talking about. I had a client that didn't understand anything and just said, here's all my money invested, do what you need to do.
Wow.
And it took some trust, but it wasn't that, I was surprised as well. And they said, and then teach me. So I was able to teach the client, and the client would ask a lot of questions and think, oh, I'm asking too many questions. And what that did was the sense of, I'm teaching her how to handle money. I'm teaching her about her money, teaching her about investments, to the point now where she doesn't have to ask those questions. So that keeps me going as well, knowing, hey, you're helping somebody, but you still need to take time to decompress for yourself.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. So what's your greatest personal accomplishment outside of your business? And I kind of already know what you're going to say, but I'm going to ask the question anyway so the audience can hear.
Marriage. I've been married for over 25 years, almost 20. This year will be 26 years. And that building that relationship with my wife has been the most challenging at times, but the most rewarding. And
so worth it, huh?
Yes, watching the growth that we've had over the years has been great, and I wouldn't give that up for anything. And it's just helped me balance me out, see things from a different perspective, and we balance each other out well. I think that's one of the keys. So that relationship, besides my relationship with the Lord, is the most important relationship that I have.
Yeah. There are a lot of people who don't survive marriage, or whose marriages don't survive, so for you to say 26 years is a major milestone, a major accomplishment for sure. Yeah. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say your daughter, because I know you post a lot about her creativity, her work. She's got a gallery, art gallery. So yeah. I know you post a lot of that. That's why I thought you were going to say that. But from your marriage of almost 26 years, your daughter you've set the example and modeled for her what a good relationship looks like. So I get it.
Yes. Yeah. And I say this, and people, I told my wife this years ago, I said, our daughter is the product of our marriage. She is not the marriage. And at first my wife was like, hold on a second. What do you? I said, think about that. I said, she's the product. I said, if she is the marriage, then once she's gone, we have no marriage. And then she's like, I get it. I said, but I consider her the product of the marriage, and I love her and everything that she's doing business-wise. But it was the marriage that created her and produced her. So that's why I said marriage.
Very cool. Very cool. So we're going to take a break, Terry. And when we come back, I want you to share your parting thoughts, to set people on the right path in their thinking around our conversation. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jody Krangle, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversations Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Brian Oles from Black Speakers Network, and you know what time it is. You're tuned in to the Profitable Coaching Conversations Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. I want you to go ahead right now and like, comment, subscribe, and review right now so you get notified when the next episode goes live.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Victor, and you're tuned in to the Profitable Coaching Conversations Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
So welcome back. We've been talking with Terry Graham, who's an investment advisor. And Terry, we've talked about a lot of things, a lot of different things around wealth building, legacy, wealth management, and legacy building. What's the one thought you want people to walk away from our conversation with?
The one thought is that you need to invest in your family early, and you need to invest in your family often. And not just money, but invest your time. A lot of times we don't invest our time. We give money, we give things, but we don't give time. Sometimes there's a book I read years ago called Five Love Languages. One of the most powerful books I read, and it helped my marriage go to another level but then it also helped my relationships outside of marriage, because I'm like, hold it, I can apply this to business. I can see the love language of this client, and I can find out, I can see the love language of my daughter or my son. I can see their love language, and then I can fill their tank up. So I can invest in them. So one of the things I would say, invest in your family, invest in relationships, and not make everything always transactional. Make it so you're sowing a seed into somebody, because you never know how that will come back and be a blessing to you. And you think, well, I'm doing this for somebody else, what am I going to get out of it? That's not the right attitude at all. I had a situation that I had to project manage. I think about this now. I had to project manage my sister's townhouse. And it, not because I wanted to, but because the builders did a horrible job in finishing out the townhouse. So, and this was a couple of months ago. Didn't really think about much. Just this is something I need to do for my sister. This is my family. I want to make sure her home is right when she moves down here to Atlanta. So I just did it. Didn't realize, wasn't trying to get anything out of it. Wasn't looking for anything in return. And then with that, it helped our relationship, because it was just like, wow, you took the time out to do that for me. And it was like, what do I owe you? I said, nothing. I said, it was an investment into her happiness. I knew that would make her happy, versus coming down and having to fight with people about the townhome and about getting stuff done. I was right there on the ground to be able to do that. And I thought, and I didn't look at it as investment until after the fact, but I was like, wow, the Lord was like, thank you for investing your time and your efforts into your family. So I would say that is the biggest thing. Invest the time, invest your efforts into your family to see how you can be a blessing to them, because that is a part of the legacy that we leave as well.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Terry, thank you so much for being here. I know that you don't have a gift at this point, but tell people what they can gain from visiting your website. We'll put the website in the show notes, but what can people learn, gain from taking a look at what you have to offer on your website?
Okay, by going to the website, it'll give you some basic information about myself, my family, and our business. Also, it will help you in how you think about investing and what you want to invest in, and the different types of things you can invest in. Also, it helps you think about retirement planning, investment planning, as well as insurance planning, because a lot of times people don't look at it as planning. They look at it from a product point, but don't realize this is a part of your life that you're planning. So you have to plan, and it helps you focus on those things and getting the mindset to think about, what do I need to do for retirement planning, so that you're not getting to retirement and then trying to figure it out.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thanks again for being here. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure, Wendy Y. And I know this show has been a blessing to many, and it will continuously be a blessing. And I've been blessed by it as well.
Awesome. Awesome. So we'll be back next time for another great episode of the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show. Be sure that you join us for the after party at profitablecoachingsociety.com. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for tuning into Profitable Coaching Conversations with Wendy Y. Bailey. Be sure to join us at the after party at www.profitablecoachingsociety.com. We'll see you next time for more sales and marketing wisdom and insight from Wendy Y. and her amazing guests. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you know when new episodes are posted.